Hey guys, welcome back to some more Banished with me, Dalsu, in our beautification campaign to make the most epic, beautiful, colonial style city that we can make. And we're making pretty good progress. We've sort of defeated the threat of starvation, more or less. That's not necessarily a permanent fix, but for now I think we're good. So we've also got our tailor set up, although he doesn't really have enough leather coats to make clothing for everyone. He's doing his best. And then we got our blacksmith making tools. We got our school up, so everything's sort of where we need it to be. The next step is going to be making a trading post where we can get some seeds. And in order to have seeds to trade with, I need fuel. So we're going to go ahead and up this limit for now, and we may even add another chopper. We don't have a whole hell of a lot in the way of labor right now, but I think that's going to be okay. We're also getting a little bit full on our storage. The stockpile is at 80%. And our barn slash shipwreck is only at about 40. How many hide coats? 7? Okay. So I think we're all fine and dandy for now. We are going to want to continue to grow, which is going to require some more houses. And I'm really going to be working on setting up this area over here. But before we do that, it is time for some trading. And we just got a new laborer too, so that's great. Now, if I can just figure out the right... There's just so many damn buttons in this game now that I often sort of forget where a certain thing is. And what we're looking for here is a trader, which is going to be under storage and markets. Yeah, okay. So we got a trading post, which is just the standard dock trading post, I guess. This is a new model that I've never seen before. It looks kind of cool, though, and it's smaller, which I like. I don't think it functions any differently for all your trading needs. Trade of resources. So if we specifically are wanting seeds, we could just do the seed trading post. That might make more sense. Is it more expensive? It actually requires lumber, which we don't have. So I think we're going to go with the Old Town Trading Post here. And we'll just position it nicely there, and hopefully they'll get started delivering some of those things we need. Looks like we have enough logs. We're not going to have enough stone. So obviously we will need to queue up a little more stone removal. And we're going to want to do it from these areas over here where we are meant to be gathering food. So that will clear up some extra space for the actual herb gathering to take place, or herbs to grow rather. Looks like we have a lot of people who are out of work right now for whatever reason. I guess these are both capped, so that's good. These are actually also capped. That's why, because we set the cap at 2,000 food. Now, do we want to stick with that? Probably so. It gives us a whole lot of labor. And we can just sort of throw our weight around here a little bit with in regards to harvesting stone, because we've got so many people, which is great. And you can see we just jumped right down to 1,600. So a lot of the food producers are now going to go back to work, which is fine. 1,500. It's like when there's a rush on food, there's an awfully big rush. But this has got all the materials it needs now, so I'm going to go ahead and make about half those people into builders. A lot of children being born. Our ratio remains about... Actually, it's perfect right now. 12 to 24 is perfect. Plenty of room in the schoolhouse for all these kids, so yeah, we're looking pretty good. I am going to want more housing at some point, but for now, I think we're all right. Our food goes back up. I'm going to raise it. 2,000 is just a little bit scary. Let's raise it up to 2,500. And then just continue to harvest stone as we can. Wonder where this salt even came from. Alright, seeing this bad boy go up. really quickly, actually. So, yeah, we'll be able to get some seeds in no time, and we're going to turn this into a agricultural area. Like I say, this is going to be the main city. It's going to be walled. It's going to have a quay or quay or whatever you want to call it, and then it's going to be beautiful. Out here, it's going to be beautiful as well, but it's meant to be more of a outside the city agricultural zone. So that's what we're looking at. Want to get some traders in. In order to do that, we're going to have to hire some people. For now, we'll just hire one, and that ought to do all we need right now. Because all we really want right now is for them to gather up about 500 firewood, which really means we need another firewood chopper in order to keep this stocked. And we also need to make sure we keep ourselves in logs. We're okay for right now, but we're going to want to keep an eye on that. And I would love a forester's lodge or two. Like, boom, boom. The thing is, I just don't have the people to staff those. So I don't think we're going to be doing that right now. Also, in the fullness of time, my foresters will be out here on the edges of the agricultural zone, I'm thinking. They might not be able to be 100% efficient, crammed right up against the mountains, but that'll be okay. And you can flatten terrain in this mod, so it's kind of cheap, but I still do it sometimes. I think we have all of our food producing buildings pretty much full, so that's good. So we've got some firewood. It looks like we might have taken all of the firewood that was available, which is not good. But what we want is probably to go ahead with another chopper next. Like a proper chopper. And we can position him sort of centrally here. That's fine. This is all going to be changed in the fullness of time, so why not? Alright, we got a new laborer. That's good news. Go ahead and make 2 people into builders so they can get that going. And then, hopefully, we'll see some seeds come through. And in the meantime, let's choppy chop more trees in this area so that we have plenty of wood for our choppers to turn into firewood. Valuable trading commodity that it is. I'm going to lower this to 500 because I'm assuming once this gets filled with 500 and then we have 500 logs, I mean that's plenty. So the builders are over here working. We're chopping those trees pretty quickly. Might as well just clear everything. How's our food? Looking pretty good. Pretty sexy. Of course, we're not hitting the 2,500 limit, which is weird. I'm not going to feel too comfortable building more houses until we get those seeds coming through. And they take a little while. And we'll take any kind of seeds. It doesn't really matter. We'll also need a town hall, but it would suck to build a town hall and then have to go rebuild it later. But that's what might have to happen. I really don't know why this building calls for 5 workers. You really only need 1. Like, he'll go fetch logs fast enough for the, with the rapidity that traders arrive. It's only once a year or so, it seems like. So anyway, we got 4 laborers now. They're going to make short work of everything over here. And I am just going to go ahead and say, like, remove all resources. Boom. So they're going to move everything that they can find, which is going to be awesome. We'll have that nice and cleared out. Ready for our agricultural suburb. when and if we ever get seeds. I know, I'm incredibly impatient. Would be nice to get better tools. Log plus iron, which would involve smelting iron. We just really don't have the labor force for that, though. Unfortunately, all the firewood's getting gobbled up here. Well, we're not full. We got plenty of space. Our food is just hovering right at around 2,000. Could do... We do. Everything we've got is full, I believe. 3 hunters. We've got 6 gatherers. I guess they're in alphabetical order. 8 gatherers, right? Okay. But you've got some people not able to get firewood. I don't see why this is not filling up faster. It's not because of the delivery boy, I don't think. It's got all this firewood just sitting there. So where's it all going then? I don't know. Anyway, we got a couple more laborers. Got this clearing work going on pretty well. I want to make sure we have enough space. It might make sense to plop down a temporary stockpile there, but then we have to move it. We can start thinking about how we're going to do this. I'm thinking maybe like a small town square. But then, really the most practical thing, and I know I said we're not going for practicality here, is to have like a country market, a rural market, sort of centrally. What you could do is have the country market off to one side, then have the square here in the middle. And when I say square, it's probably going to be something that I have to think about off camera a little bit because, you know, it's kind of hard to design something immaculately beautiful at the same time as you're recording, but I am going to try to do it. So that will probably happen off camera. Decorative animals. Yeah, there's a lot to sort of look through here to decide what's best. There is a ground squares thing here, so you can have like country square. The issue with this is it's sort of hard to work with. And it's also, it can be hard to get rid of, so I'm going to lay one right there just for fun. And then, in order to delete it, we have to actually click on it, go to the trash can. So you can't just tell your citizens to remove it, it won't work. But there's all kind of options here. Flower square, that looks kind of dumb. But yeah, some of that's probably going to be done off camera, because I can't perform under the pressure. But you'll get to see it when it's done, so. Alright, looks like food is capped out. That's good. And how we doing? 300. Still no trader. It really is. It really does seem to be... Oh, here's the trader. Okay. So let's see what kind of seeds he may have for us. And after that, I may put a tiny cut in the video so I can make my plans. What do you got? You got seeds? Silk cocoons I don't need. Rugs I definitely don't need. There's nothing in the way of... Yeah, I don't need to order any of that stuff. So I'm going to send him on his way. That's unfortunate. We'll just have to wait until we get seeds. We might build a second trader. It might make sense just while we're waiting here. Anyway, I'm going to put a cut. Okay, we are back, and we have started work on our little rustic town square that's going to go over here. I went with the cobblestone circle, and then some little planter boxes. There's another one that's going to go right here, and then I went for bamboo. I thought it kind of matched the jungle theme a little bit. So the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about with this, and, you know, I'm going to do a lot of this off camera, like I said, because I don't want to bore you with all the grindy little, trying to fit all the pieces together and stuff. But I do want, if I can just find it, I do want this to match and to also be the same sort of size. This is the Old Town Market. Okay. We can do Central Market, or we can do, this is Central Market, or we can do Rural Market, or we can do the individual stalls even, which is pretty cool. They're very small, and they sort of look right. Yeah, that might be perfect, actually. I like the way that looks, and then we can fill in some other sort of decorations as we go. Of course, we don't really want fruit. I hate how there's a different one for each. I just want a food stall. Is there just like a food stall? Not really. Market carts. These serve very small areas, I guess. But then so do these. These are slightly larger. Actually, much larger. General market. Hold more items in the standard market. You can cycle its appearance, apparently. Alright. And then you got the rural market, which looks okay, I guess. It's not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But, you know, it would kind of match right here. I might do that. I still have a lot of time to decide. Oh, we got a new trader. Give me seeds, man. Cheval cuts and lobster. No, I'm afraid I don't need any of that crap. Now, if you could bring me some actual seeds, that would be awesome. But I'm not really seeing that. Anyway, he brings food. Lobster's extremely expensive. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want any of it. Also, off camera, I went ahead and threw down a few more houses here, just to make sure our ratio doesn't get too screwed up. It's already starting to get screwed up, as you can see. We got 28 adults, so that means we need about 15 children and students, and we've only got 8 now, so threw down some nice stone houses, just so we could have a few more babies, continue to grow. Again, they're not permanent. Everyone's going to be migrated over to here in the fullness of time. Not everyone. This area will have houses. Food still continues to be good, but we really need to start agriculture just as soon as we possibly can. But we've got a good deal of labor now. I wonder why these guys are idling. Oh, they can't get to this building site. Okay. We only need 2 people to finish the job, I guess. Our stockpile has dwindled quite a lot. We've got no stone. So I suppose what we do next, we go ahead and clear out the stone from this gatherer's hut. That'll make it much more efficient. We got all the stone from this one. We didn't get all the iron, but we can get that later. Don't really need the iron right now too much. So yeah. Eventually we'll want some quarries over here against these mountains. We'll have some quarries and some foresters. It'll be great. I'm really looking forward to this. I've never played the kind of game that I'm playing this playthrough, to try to make things as pretty as possible. I guess I should have more of these stones coming through the middle, and then another thing of wildflowers, which are all different colors. Sort of hard to tell them exactly what colors you want. But we're going to work on that, probably off camera. Right now I'm just making sure I can survive. I could probably go for another fisherman's hut at some point. If the necessary seeds don't arrive soon, I'll probably end up doing something like that. Because we are having a lot of children born. As you can see, our ratio has already gotten much better. And we got this third house coming up. So yeah, we're going to be having more children. And I'm just going to speed things up and sort of be waiting for the merchant. Keeping my eye on food. Other than that, I think I'm okay as long as the food's there. Which it seems to be. It seems to be relatively dependable for the time being. Got this third house up. I like these fancy country houses. We're going to be doing all these upgrades and stuff once we get into it. I think you can just go straight up and build the fancy. No, you can build the country house and then, but we're going to want, yeah, we're going to want like this inside the city. That looks good. So we had a guy die of old age, and we don't have a graveyard, which is unfortunate. We'll plan to make some kind of country church over here, I think, with a graveyard. I'm not really sure how we're going to do this exactly, but we'll make it as beautiful as we can. Really just want some seeds more than anything before I can move on, but no one has brought any yet. That's okay, I guess. We're going to need to chop some logs here in a minute. We almost have none. But if we're going to do that, we sort of need a new stockpile as well. Man, I cleared out a lot of business, didn't it? Alright then. So we've got plenty of stone now. In fact, this whole thing's kind of just full of stone. Alright, let's slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this out on camera just to show you what the process is and how it can be a little bit tedious. See, I should have done these corners. Yeah, I should have done like a corner. Would make it look probably better, I guess. Actually, it wouldn't, unless I was going to do like a non-square square. That might be a little weird. So we'll go back to ground squares. We'll finish this off here. And then we're going to go back to what we had, which was, I believe, flower beds, fully customizable flower beds, right? Then you want to do the 4 corner pieces. That's not a corner piece. That's a self-contained piece. Corner piece. Yep. So we're just going to get these in here. Come on. What am I doing wrong here? I guess that's right. It just doesn't look right from where I'm looking. Alright, and then you want to do the flower bed straight. And we have some builders already assigned, so this shouldn't be a big deal. And then I'm going to finish it all off with a wild bamboo tree. Alright. Actually, can we do that one instead? Is that possible? We'll see. Let's see, I'm using the ghost ones, so that's actually going to plant 2, which is sort of the problem. So you're not supposed to use the ghost ones. They're useful because you can put them anywhere. Like, you can put them right up against the building. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. I hate how this looks when it's covered in snow, though. It doesn't really look much different than just the ground. So I could make this a 4x4 thing if I wanted to. But I'm thinking I might make this end a stockpile and this end a barn, so that I'm really in the catbird seat over here. And I can bring all my resources over here. And start thinking about markets and housing and all that kind of good stuff. And of course, farms is what we're really waiting for here. Let's speed it back up then. I think the problem is we don't have any wood, so let's go ahead and harvest some trees. Just a few. I don't even think we really have that much space in here. We absolutely don't. But we need some. Gotta have some wood to finish this off. And then how are we gonna do the stockpile? I don't think the stockpile is gonna look too fantastic right in there. We got Plaza there, Corduroy Road. That's pretty cool. Might do some of that later. Yeah, we did this corner wrong. And see, we planted 2 bamboo trees. So let's see if we can get rid of one of them. It looked like it worked automatically. And then we did this wrong, so let's redo that. You see, it's a little bit tedious, so y'all let me know. Well, I'm actually pre-recording a lot, so you can't really let me know anything, but some people might be interested in seeing this on camera. Personally, if I was watching, I probably wouldn't, so some of it's going to happen off camera. Anyway, this is the humble start to our... Are you putting the flowers there or not? Oh, you got to actually build this? I didn't realize that. Okay. Alright, so that looks pretty good for a start. And we're just going to keep going with that. But that's the end of this episode. It's about all the time we have. So join me for the next one. See you guys later.